Hello, everyone. For your mama kwaba eba the gawa our jumedi ne so midin the tina sapon and there Dr. Paul Amissah and a ebetrichin komo afa pancreatic cancer. Hunting patchos waba so na washe jumedi no ede amame na yedin komono ashes so. Said ya no na watchibia yebishiamu ewa hanom na yatutwi yapomudin hon komo. Let me be saw say wapomudin hon sem etisay. I'm your host Tina Sapon. Today we're going to be talking about pancreatic cancer with Dr. Amissah. So please share the link and let's get the ball rolling. Share. Dr. Amissah, welcome to the Gawa Hour.
Welcome, Madam. I say, my tones are friendly.
Ansana no mekwa kwaje aboafo nkra to aba ansana edijumedie no ahyehye so aha eye edinkra radio the gawa our jumedie no so ena wasugusu a utie no jumedie ubetimi ahye yen wo Facebook ubetimi so ahye yen wo YouTube ana se edinkra multimedia platforms ni so nyina nti se baba so a frewunua na obi nso emetie de ye wo ma no na watwe bia Ghanaian Healthcare Workers Association yese wapomode ho nsem etisen ye ne edinkra multimedia eni mu behyiamu aha ne atwetwe apomuden ho nkomo nti se waba so a na the gawa awa jumedie no na wasugusu a utie no jumedie the executive producer ene DJ Gem na watwibia no ene chinchim mfidie no mame ma yebetna hanom ma jumedie no ekoso kama MCOG and so ene the manager nti once again welcome to the gawa hour. I'm your host Tina Sapon ansana no yebet aboafo enkrato aba sise ya jumedie omo afa ho ka eye Arcas organic mixture. Arcas say the wo pe e wo widie mu bia say wo rashes, so wo acne, so wo oily skin, or say frɛ no e wo 917 836-3155 917-836-3155 na beje wo de Arcas nkun e masra e mema nso sra na wo sra e ma wo widie no eto so say na hana kama afei nso na meka mo say Black Fashion Heritage Festival baso April 6. This onje o ticket no a cool $70 for regular stand and $100 for VIP. Afibia yeni abe watu ne ho asi ho se obo ani bie ni enyanka nti no nyame ya adom a Global Mothers Touch omusie nyina yemfa ani mehia mu e 3586 Boston Road e Bronx heya na yenyina yakwakoboa jumedie no nti no say afie na wabaso a welcome once again to the Gawa Hour. Please share the link. And you become pancreatic cancer ho asem. Ebia na wate ho asem nanso unim de eye. And as unim obi a go through that. Ghanaian Healthcare Workers Association, you say, ye boa ama enkomo a ye Ghanaian community no, ye ntai ni no, ye bedidi, nya twetwe apomuden ho nkomo na yesuasua ade na akyerɛkyerɛ ye ho ade. Ne senti na ene ye Dr. Paul Amissah abehyiamu a ye betwetwe nkomo afa yapomuden ho. Nti no, me the commercial ne besi ha for now na me the afefemu as time goes by no. Nti no, Dr. Paul yama kwaba eba the gawa our jumedie ne so
me fa kwan yi so na me chia obi biara me hwefo omo hwe ye nyina me na yebesunya de enti wa bai makwa embetie kwa fa pen ne fa paper because na yebesunya nyama bebre ye bewie na obesunya bibie ni ho bi bebisa about pancreatic cancer won't me answer. Somebody Madam say my tones are from
you Dr. Paul say obi ka say pancreatic cancer e je de na deba ana say we dey no hu so pancreatic cancer you be
okay let me say ye hwe pancreatic cancer na answer na ye beti ase no e was say ye hu edian kra na ye cancer ena say ye hu ade kra cancer no ya ansana eye pancreas ya ye ka ho asem ye hu ade kra pot ya eye say ye hu ade kra eye pancreas no eye e wo say ye hu part of your body ya eye sa pancreas no ewo na die edikan no matchre ye ka cancer matchre ase emi say ahwefo mo amohwe nyina mate sa wadi cancer na cancer no kra eye den ye nipa yi de bia ye nyini e bia wo de wo hu se wo nyini but every day bia no afi ebeka ho bia no na wo nyini na de na ma ye nyini we call the lowest level of every human are your baby cells na your cells na was said dan nyina e multiply enti for example was skin cells no some of the skin cells no I was say a shed some of ne creating new new cell into the bia was skin no cell no a divided into your normal rate here I was say your body cells no a multiply and a divided now say obinya cancer the air course no say instead saying can the cells no ebe multiply at a normal pace no a multiply and I say and divided see at this point no it divided faster than the normal pace. And when it divides faster than the normal pace, and I don't hear friends say cancer. In fact, say the origin of cancer is from the Latin word crab Ghana koto. Cancer ne crab the same Latin origin. Because say Ebrana you saw Ghana no na make I say ebimu ukon rim now don sako sheto krum say oche crab na otimi so wonsa or so wonsa edin say obe let go of wonsa no basically no sana cancer na koye it's very hard for the cancer to let go of you cancer ne crab koto ni nyina they are from the same origin cancer is basically say normal cells no it's not normal anymore it's become abnormal so they are dividing faster they are multiplying faster than the normal phase. Now you take cancer as you know. I was saying who at the cry a pancreas no now then a pancreas. Pancreas one of the organs you will need a boa with digestion. You can't digestion a woody dear a woody no. I was say a pass through so many channels. And sana about outside as physics. Now it starts from the mouth. I had no me iPad ne pencil be wa hanti. Me try say me make a demonstration. Be wa ha. Enti say o hwe eye nipaduana. Said ye be ya ye beti ase enti me try say me draw na ye hu adekora pancreas no eye. Na patcho da me so right? Okay. Enti me shit now me 1 minute. Nipa bia say o hwe we na ye one no. This is the mouth. So the moment ya ubedidi no eduane no the first place ya ekoye wenum then it goes through this tube by your friend esophagus. So that tube 10 where your friend esophagus. Akoye say ewo o minim ti so enti eduane a obedi no efri o mouth na it goes straight to the esophagus and then from esophagus no na akobe bi a friend stomach de nyina yenim adekro your stomach no the stomach is right here to the diabon say eduane no from anono na ba esophagus nim na ba stomach nim now from stomach no na afi e call intestines right. In fact, intestines the dorsal a dorsal. We sa in your kukuru as a corner wahano, a intestine. Now, pancreas no is actually behind wahana a stomach no. The pancreas is actually behind the stomach. And most of the time, the pancreas is located behind the stomach. So this part of intestine your friend of duodenum, right? Right around here, the pancreas, it looks like this. This is how the pancreas looks like. I have the head of the pancreas, your body and your tail. See, I have your head, body, and a tail, right? So now, over pancreas now seeing this here. You the head, you the body, and the tail. It's right behind your stomach, and pancreas, DNA. demonstration I'm making, I'm away home, patcho fatume so. To demonstration I'm here in say pancreas, so many functions, it serve mostly 2 major functions. The first one, exocrine function. And most of the time, we dinner a free, or fat, for example, I was say fat, you nyabibia a bit digestive fat, I was say nyabibia a bit digestive protein, I was say nyabibia a bit digestive carbohydrate and our lipids. And pancreas, exocrine function, it me release enzymes here, it me bua with digestion. Any endocrine functions. Now, endocrine functions, there were 2 major hormones were released. First one, glucagon, any insulin. Ebi a nipa bebre na you're familiar with glucagon. But insulin, there, me show say nipa bebre, especially omo diabetic, Enti, then insulin no, insulin no, say udidia. Every time I yebedi dibiya no, eduane na yedi no, it produce be a friend of sugar. You convert it, sa eduane no into glucose. So udi benku fufu eduane obedi bia no. You break it sa eduane no into glucose. Why? DNA produce glucose. Glucose no later no it will go through so many processes here. You be convert it into be a friend of ATP. ATP na map energy into or lungs or liver or kidney or heart. They all need ATP in order to work. The eduane obedi no near converted sa sugar no into ATP. Your friend of glycolysis. But dear ehun here wa han say so o pancreas no say nye juma. It means in producing insulin. The moment your pancreas no in produce insulin no. Sugar na ebeba be gina omoja nim no. E was say insulin no na a distribute sugar no echo the different cells and be break it into ATP and I say energy ema no ahoden. Now without insulin sugar no ebe stack it up ewo moja nim. Inti e ka say obi have diabetes here. Obi oye diabetic bia no. There were 2 chances. You see that's why a type 1 and a type 2. Chances are the pancreas is now working properly. Inti obia owo diabetes, it means inti pancreas no is not just a hunhiapa, especially when it comes to diabetes here. Without insulin, there will be so much sugar in your blood. Tiakas will be a diabetic here. It means sugar ne doson. All because the pancreas is not working effectively. And you will glucagon so na ema produce more sugar no ewo mojanim. Inti pancreas no dia ehun hia pa. Inti now no machire cancer how we sit here na machire pancreas no send sit here any ejuma pancreas no inti will be say a question be say obinya pancreatic cancer sign bend the bemi yehu. Ti after you betimi jump into some of the signs. Now, let me make a demonstration. So now, say, Osha Nipeduana, baby, a pancreas and the one. This is the pancreas, right? Now, baby, a pancreas and the one. You will right above, no. The liver is right above. The liver, first of all, you will duodenum no ewo. And a stomach no so is right there. Into liver no, liver ni produce bibi a friend no bowel. Na sa bowel no, e was say patcho bit me dey ato so. Sa bowel na liver no e produce no. E was say e go into the pancreas. And later no, e was say yes store no ewo bibi a friend no gallbladder. So now, no, from the liver no to pancreas, no, you have already be bile duct. Said they make kind of a pancreas, no, you have the head, the body, and the tail. Now, a bile duct, no, duct, you cut duct, here is a channel. A channel, like what's a bile, no, it may flow from the liver all the way into the pancreas. Until now, no, say, obinya a cancer. The Etienne said cancer, for movie be a friend of tumor. The person you say tumor and cancer is different. Your cancer be a tumor, it doesn't mean so or cancer. Tumor is basically a collection of mass. For example, say unya rashes bebrikura besisiwa is considered a tumor because it's a collection of mass. Cancer is a form of tumor because most of the time when people think about tumor, they think about cancer. And yes, how about say head of the pancreas, tumor and a collection of cancer cells no be gua. A blockage how about that Inti bowel now can was say a flow no. Now it doesn't flow anymore. Inti now no bowel no a collect it. A collect here the first sign ubehu obia or what pancreatic cancer no because the head of the pancreas now a bowel duct no and namne wasn't bowel ni flow no. Cancer no abe obstructed and I say I'm a mere bowel duct no. Till now no if this is the head of the pancreas now because the duct is being impinged by the tumor now grew head of the pancreas now bound into member into the early sign you see a jaundice you can't jaundice here then because a bound is usually yellowish greenish in color into when there is so much collection of bile it manifests in the skin and the eyes the sclera of the eyes into obi a who say or what jaundice no but say the white no yellow the skin also you very yellow that's the earliest sign actually say obi pancreatic cancer. It doesn't mean say jaundice here or pancreatic cancer, but it's one of the early signs. It doesn't just present with jaundice or skin no start to say a chill enti obi jaundice and the skin no ne honam ekika no. That's the second sign. Now what's the next sign? Because a tumor no is compressing the bile duct you begin to have abdominal pain and two more say baby so who back pain who abdominal pain you have jaundice or skin no yellow when Nicosia no yellow you are itching these are but the funny thing about pancreatic cancer and they say some signs way beba no now you too late enti eba unhu enti ubenya jaundice now benya abdominal pain and back pain any itchiness no now unfortunately no advance it now the ema ye stool ye can stool ye physics no the ema no look brownish ni that bowel no till now no without the bowel your stool will look very white to be a pancreatic cancer no say or call a janaya we say very white and now because there is a lot of bowel now piling up no it manifests in your urine so another sign is very dark urine into be a pancreatic cancer no one jaundice yellowish discoloration of the skin and the eyes the skin will start to itch you have abdominal and back pains. The next one is your stool will be very white or pale and your urine will be very very dark because of the accumulation of bowel. There were a lot of other symptoms to say nausea, diarrhea, vomiting and all those things but these are the key ones sign be say something is wrong. So basically these are the early signs IHSOB or pancreatic cancer.
You doctor yeda si bebre ebusuafo say afi na waba so amesre say obe share program no e dey amaye ene ne Dr. Paul Amissah na etwetwe nkomo efa pancreatic cancer ho mefa akwanya we so achiachi ebusuafo a ewo so a omo share sister Mercy SL ewo so a o share Mr. John Oten so ewo so sister Rose Osafo ewo so na ajoa echuma mansa enso ewo so a o share sister Ivy Blue ewo so na nana Ajiman Srebo and so so Mr. Padis Insia also I will share Mami Sam or say hello doctor Mami Sam Chiao Auntie Margaret Asantoa, my mother number one, and so was so, and sister Gifty Akusia Edu, and so was so Oshayen, and sister Victoria Yaboa, and so it was so Oshayen, sister Catherine Kusi Papa Few, also also Oshayen. See, you look hot. It was a four now make I was said the Gawa our Jumedino and our Sugusu Utieno, and then Dr. Paul Amissah, and I teach come if a pancreatic cancer home. In this all was in Bisabia with me the to your comment section on you are no, and your sister Juliana don't fair, and so it was so or sharing. Na me travel hostima na maji abafo enkrato ediaba jumedie omo so yasen e ma ye de bremo na wachi bia nso eye lolly cash the newest money transfer aba se wo pet sika mane omo rate no e wo sora eno ane se obe download lolly cash na u download app na o maybe sa for promo code na wabo edinkra edi ahye so obo edinkra de hye so e ma wo bonus omo rate no e wo sora pa inti download lolly cash COLLICASH Collie Cash na wo download omo rate no e wo sora se omo rate no ene na 13 plus into the download app no na ube hu say omo de no e wo sora nkasa ye wo app ni bebre wo ho no mo a wo download e bi o krampo a se ubenya access krampo no na aye boachi bidin ba we dia wo di tu mo a partial na ekọ se wo ye business e wo Ghana we app we say no utimi eye outgoing and incoming transactions and to say other ones na utimi send ba ebi ntimi memo no we de o send kono na ebi nso eba betum ema ntimi kan for Collie Cash na me de amount said me kan no promo code no eye edinkra nti doc ye di pancreatic cancer when what you bebre e de amayen nti no say okọ doctor how do doctors diagnose pancreatic cancer?
Okay, me that's it. So the medi kind no. One thing I will say, say pancreatic cancer is very deadly. In fact, I think it's the fourth most common or deadly cancer. It come nipa so fast. Now, because symptoms no, which is mostly common with all the other cancer no. Is normal. Oh, mitia me ya. Oh, memfia me ya. Me yem me ya. Oh, fefe so to you know is something normal. By the time I will be symptoms, no, you will stages of cancer from stage 1 to 4. By the time I'll be realizing, no, now we'll say stage 3 and now stage 4. That's when you go to your doctor. This is one thing I'm the person me can't say. Anything important say we'll call for regular checkup. Because when you go for regular checkup, yeah, blood work. Blood work, no, if there is anything abnormal, you detect it, or blood in him. Moja, blood is life. Be a only pedrium manifest in your blood. And you know, say, who was stage 1 and stage 2 who doctor know your blood work here, obey me who on tem. Now, unfortunately, no John business annual my bebanona are advanced echo stage 3 and 4. So how do doctors do? The first thing, your free be markers. In fact, cancer be your tumor markers. You who mojema you who say this is a manifestation of this particular cancer. For example, if someone has breast cancer, your BRCA gene, gene 1 and 2 a manifestation you who say, oh, this person has it. If there is family history and also you about pancreatic cancer, your friend CA199 gene. And he say test no new who sa marker no mojanima is the first manifestation. It shows there is some form of pancreatic cancer mojanim. But it doesn't end there. You CT scan for further reassessment and ultrasound. To me, the most important one beside a tumor marker, ultrasound, because ultrasound, the say we do it endoscopically. So I as a camera near the you the realm minimum all the way to the pancreas,
just
to look around to see. And said usually there were 3 parts of the pancreas. We have the head, the body, and the tail. Baby, a tire more predisposed to cancer no. The head. And head or no. And then you zoom in, and then zoom in, they can see that there is some kind of cancerous tumor growing up there. And then we go in there, we take a biopsy, you scoop a little bit out, and then that biopsy, you send it to lab to actually confirm. And also another way. So besides the symptoms, these are some of the tests Dr. Beya Ebema verify said truly you have this pancreatic cancer.
Okay. Now, me pacho say you we say now you diagnose we are the how na your best start treatment, and I say what is the next step to take?
Yeah. So basically, said you were staging and you were grade. Before you be with treatment, I will say you stage your cancer now. After so say you grade cry and based on the test now you be you the stage I could do. So now with the staging sodium kind is 1 to 4, but it's not just stage 1 to 4. Even for each stage we have T and M. T stands for tumor. Tumor and also T your grade. How far has it spread? And how big is the tumor? For example, say cancer a banner is localized to the head of the pancreas now. It means and invade other tissues, because when cancer comes now, it starts spreading to every part. When it's in the early stage now, it hasn't spread until the lowest grade stage. Now after you heard the node, N for node, N is to help us infiltrate into the lymph node now. And then you heard M, which is if it's been able to metastasize to the other cells. And you grade it will help us to know where exactly you stand. If it's stage 1 and 2, you qualify for surgery. So whoever is in stage 1 and 2 we have so many options. 1, chemotherapy and radiation. So your chemotherapy is basically a draw it kill cancer cells not yet the sun run out. Now the radiation so radiation is like a very bright beam, and then we reflect that radiation towards the cancer cells, so it can actually kill the cancer cells. And then we can also go along with the surgery. Now with the surgery if you are in stage 3 or 4, you don't qualify for surgery, because it means I spread it.
Okay.
It will have to involve you taking out the lung, the kidney, and you can't live without all these organs. So with stage 1 and 2 if it hasn't really spread too much, we can take you into surgery, and then we can usually, because it occurs at the head, you're afraid to be a friend of Whipple procedure. And the AN say they take out the head of the pancreas, no more taking part of the duodenum, near taking part some of the liver, near taking part some of the stomach. When they take, because baby a cancer now spread, you want to really take out all these parts. Send the baby intimate sans spread the uncle baby for. Now if it's spread and if it's at the last stage, which is stage 3 or 4, unfortunately for pancreatic cancer, once you get to that stage, you have at least minimum 6 months to die.
Oh wow.
Yeah, minimum 6 months, because at that point, the lung. My memory example. So I had a experience with a patient, 53-year-old male. He was very active, on gym, but every day be take a walk. Smoky 1 pack of cigarette every day, or the sugar, the sugar a lot. And then he started feeling all these pains. 1, he had jaundice. The skin not turning yellow. The nicosia not turning yellow. Besides the jaundice, he started itching. His body was itching. He had abdominal pain. And no crown Wamba hospital was I train kakra. It was a mema.
Yeah.
A mema.
Say, oh, say, Tambiano, Debiana Meta can say, yet the ahoarding in our pesca. Into ye dear hoarding in pesca, we be boy, ya, your best I am my near cohon, oh, and never call Echna Meko into Behuano, na Jensem, baby, I'm free there, ya, my Jensem, the rock she will be or to the baby, Adrian, into the for, said there be a mechano. Yeah, me tea crier, me, I intend to my friend, my doctor. Says, doctors, all you have to do is to just text them. Say Abia, Obeka say, Bibi who here, Obeka say, Brana say telehealth. Ubet me telehealth, into best yet your insurance and all right by ye new suit talking about your twasso.
Very, very important. Million can suggest they say every 3 or 6 months, Bianca will be able to check up because anything can go wrong. Patient here making, he was okay, he was doing fine, and then all of a sudden he started experiencing these symptoms. Now he comes to the hospital after everything. No, it was diagnosed that he was stage 4. Stage 4, no, it means he was. So at that point, the liver is spread to the liver. It has spread to the kidney. It has spread to the lungs. Now, when you get to that point, the body will also try to fight these cancer cells, So now the white blood cells, will come around. They will try and fight. So when you take in the labs now, the white blood cell count is very high. Fever is very high. Or now after you check it, PCO2, any idea, everything is elevated. Now, when you see lactate elevated in the blood as well, you know that the patient is gearing towards sepsis. A lot of people who die in the hospital die from something that we call sepsis because the infection, the body is so overwhelmed with infection to the point that the body is about to shut down. So when you go into sepsis, you start having organ damage. And then when you start experiencing organ damage, you go into something called septic shock. And then most of the time, people end up dying from septic shock. So this is what the man went through. He came in with stage 4 cancer, pancreatic cancer, and then with time, he went into sepsis. He went into septic shock. When you go into septic shock, you go into cardiac arrest. Doctors can try and bring you back. But he went through, I think, 2 or 3 cardiac arrests, and the last one, he couldn't be brought back, and he died. This was from the time he started experiencing the symptoms to the time that he died from cardiac arrest was in the span of 4 months. So you don't want to wait till you get to 4 months to go to the hospital. If they catch it early, we do the surgery. All we have to do, we go in and we take out that part of maybe a tumor, we take it out, and then you'll be fine. Chances will be good, better. I mean, this is cancer; it can always come back. But once you get to stage 3 and 4, the likelihood is very, very. The chances are very slim. Within 6 months, you'll be gone. So yeah, basically, that's how it is.
Okay, now, Pacho, a man and mema. Genders, Moody most likely so this pancreatic cancer. And does it also affect younger generations in Swana?
So these are the risk factors. You bet me I can say about the risk factors. In two babies, I want to say, wow, what's the voice a CA? The end of them when you have pancreatic cancer. One, genetics. Unfortunately, no. Ebi mu wa say yeni pe bia ye wo bia we carry 2 genes. Oje ba ko fru mame ho, no waje ba ko e fru papa ho. Now, if your mother or your father, either of one of them, carries cancerous gene, they give it to you. They can give it to you, especially if it's autosomal dominant. You end up having it. And when you carry that gene the chances of you getting, for example, when someone has breast cancer, the chance of the breast cancer is very high. So the first risk factor is genetics. The second one is age. Generally, people who have been diagnosed with pancreatic cancer tend to be over 60. Why? Because when you are growing up, no, the body starts getting weaker. Your immune system starts getting weaker. You become immunocompromised. Yeah, because you'll be immunocompromised there. It means that the immune system no is not as strong. For example, be immunocompromised, you know. Onya COVID ya ebetimi ekuno. But obia or immunocompetent or strong, no. Onya COVID ya ebi obenya 2 or 3 days of flu symptoms. No, are you okay? So age. The next one, by chance. You can be healthy, you can go to all the gym. Unfortunately, you can still end up with any form of cancer. Why? The body is always replicating. We are always going through something called DNA replication. When you look at DNA replication, we have a lot of enzymes here correcting the errors in DNA replication. So the error is very, very slim. But unfortunately, there are some people they end up carrying those errors by chance, it's not like it just happens. And then when that corrupt DNA comes in your system, it can end up forming cancer. So genetics, age, by chance. Next one is smoking. As a matter of fact, say nipa 9, 10 emu 8 or no smoking had to do something with it. Smoking cigarette now you're taking is very deadly. One, it contains carcinogens. Yeah, because it be a carcinogen. Idea cancer causing, into idea to me cause cancer no. Is found in cigarette. So people smoke and smoke and smoke, not knowing say they are getting all these things which are more than likely to predispose them to cancerous tumor. Alcohol, and in fact, smoking because I make once a month, a hard and I need you smoking in kwa wona wo bogu so no. So second-hand smoking no. Because when you inhale smoking now, in fact, when I was in school, I remember a cadaver obi a we no. So money you school no near do mo sunyade. People donate their bodies. So there was one particular man me dissecting and be taking the lungs out. It was all dark. Why? Because he used to be a smoker. The more you are smoking, your lungs the etimi home hormone be a friend with elastase. Now, cigarettes contain something called alpha-1 antitrypsin. This alpha-1 antitrypsin, it fights against elastase, so it doesn't even allow your lungs to expand and recoil the way it's supposed to do. Inti obio smoky biano, the lungs is very dark. It starts darkening and it predisposes you to cancer. So stay away from cigarette, stay away from those who smoke, especially no be smoke here, like coin him for baby for. The next one said your kind of agenda. Males, unfortunately, males are more likely to get pancreatic cancer than females. And there are so many reasons. One, because men are more likely to go for checkup compared to men. Or ben who be one who or be check up. Ben also do who or be train until say be serious and san or doctor. And tina emma. After so race blacks are more likely to get it than white people. Why? Because black people generally refuse to go to see doctors. Blacks are also mostly from low socio-economical background, so they don't have the means.
The resources within the black community.
And we are more likely, except for Jews, a particular group of Jews, be from Ashkenazi Jews. The chances, because they carry that breast cancer gene, which is the BRCA1 and 2 gene. And there is correlation between breast cancer and pancreatic cancer. Breast cancer, no chances of being pancreatic cancer are very high. So because the Ashkenazi Jews, they carry that breast cancer gene, they are also more likely or predisposed to pancreatic cancer. So basically, risk factors, mutation, which is genetics, age over 60. It doesn't mean say we are younger. Mutations happen. There are errors in DNA replication, and said DNA replication is going on, and if the DNA polymerase is not working effectively, there will be errors, and those errors can cause. One thing a man can obi or or start to say or lose weight, a lot of weight, because cancer cells no saying komuye nipa nkebeka so omu didi pa. In fact, because they are multiplying so fast now, they need their energy more than everyone else. So they compete with all the other cells for your energy. Into time biano, they are anorexic. That's another sign. Anorexic.
Okay.
And another risk factor is obesity. How do you know if you are obese? Very simple. Call computer and this is here and call Google. If you know your BMI will tell you whether you are obese or not. Mm-hmm. How do you calculate your BMI? You need your weight and your height. So we call Google now or type or search it, check my BMI. It will show, it will come. Now Amissah say for height too, never weight at all. Now calculate the amount. Now, if your BMI is between 18 to 24, that's good. It means it's normal. If it's below 18, it will say udidi. You are underweight. Now, if it's between 18.5 or 19, 18 to 25, 24, normal. But anything from 25 to 30 is overweight. And then anything over 30 BMI is obesity. And obese, and no crowd were problems, just like cigarette. If you are obese, your BMI is over 30, your chances of getting cancer is very high. Your chances of getting high cholesterol are very high. Your chances of getting diabetes are very, very high. And another symptom will be pancreatic cancer. It will be uncontrollable diabetes.
Okay.
Doctor Nobeka say won't take insulin, metformin on your physical activity, but still Nobeka checking the A1C not a high. Why is that happening? Because insulin now pancreas not a producing because the pancreas is not working due to the cancer now forming. There is not a lot of insulin being secreted, so there is always high sugar in the blood, and because of that, no matter what you do, your sugar will always be uncontrolled. And that's another sign. It's just obia or uncontrolled diabetes. So another sign. It's just pancreatic cancer.
Yo, doc, so put you na menje abwa for enkrato emra. Ebusia for say afi na wabaso anameka o say the gawa awa dwumadi no e na wason gusu a utie anase o hye no. Obetimi ahye yen e wo YouTube e na Facebook nso edinkra multimedia NY. Obetimi ahye yen wo honom. Yo all the social media platforms ne so. Doc, answer me commercial, yen sister mama Sam o se men kan che o se ne je won cheche na wo ye no hunti no. Obesra se obesan ababiem nti no busuafo mo adesrede mame Sam mo adesrede a ode to ye nim no dok se obesan aba emrepem no asan abeto a encheche ne so yem brother Mr. Prince Abbey was so O'Shea. Dache Hene Ufusu Ajimai, Big Boss, and so also O'Shea, and Yamami Teresa Frimpong, so also O'Shea. Mr. Emmanuel Mriku also, see good job, Dr. Amissah, really enjoying the value being added to our community. God bless you. God bless you too, Mr. Mriku. Mr. Mriku, so I be a guest. I will program you 2 times. Obesan abebim into them for ansana metwaso na meka mo se kwawo nyame adom a yesi next week ya yesi April mu kwawo man association omo se momrai na mo meso omo asene na afibia omo annual dinner dance na omo ye no omo ye e de aboa health screening ewo kwawo nti no yensom eni nipa na mpedifo se nkwanchan ade efe ni nyina eni sika nti Common Association say momra na yenyina yemfa ye ni nchiremu ewo 1700 Jerome Avenue ewo Bronx here April 6 from from 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. Tickets no a cool $100. No best say oba no be donation kakra e de aboa isan say screening na omokoye no ni nyina said dem kan no kwanchan de efe ni nyina eni sika. Nti no wobetimi afre 718-460-7800 and as a numbers na etwa gusu e wo screen so no utimi frɛ numbers ni mu bia na wakwa akɔgye wo de afi bia omoye e de boa a good cause ye man Ghana mu ye nyina ye nim sɛ de oman no mutie nti kwa oman association say omotu omonso atu omo ho asi ho no a afi bia ombekeka omo nsa ase sɛ de be ya kakra omo so mbetimi na omo de akɔboa nti screening omoye ebi diabetes screening ene de ekeka ho nti no ye nyina ye nto ticket na ne nko support dwumadie no na enye kama na me ka wo se de gawa awa dwumadie no ena wasogusu a utie no ene ye ne Dr. Paul Amissah ena etwetwe nkomo efa pancreatic cancer ho Dr. Acheche ne ma bebre efa pancreatic cancer ho de ba ekwan abefa so a obeba wo ho ban se de be ya unya bi na afi nso me de nanka mesi afi bia nanka wakoye annual check up but doctor say nke be ya 3 to 6 months bi so koye check up no nyame adom ye wo insurance nipa kakra bi no mbeka so mu ni insurance obi ya wo insurance nanso the hard drinkers ne say yetua insurance ne ka ewa adwuma mu nanso ye nyusu ye twen at the last minute and sana yakọ ebi okrampo appointment no you don't even have to be in the doctor's office say nyame adom abefunti yesi bibi the telehealth ofre o doctor obetimi ene waye say even blood work krampo no say wontimi nkwa a omutimi schedule ma obi ba fie betwe moja no umpewe opede ye chain last minute de bia de ahode ne nyina be peska obi ohwa ni day off kra no or the be frɛ for overtime oni adaje ema ne nipadua no na mom no de me pesa wo kai ne se nipadua no eno na odi ko peska no nti no se odi ahode ne nyina peska wan sha na odi sika na wo pe ne nyina no odi ba be sa wo ho yare eno nti na Ghanaian Healthcare Workers Association ye ne edi nkra multimedia New York yakeka ye ho abomu se na watwi bia ye no ba be ye nkyerkyere wo fie hanom ye program no eba so ukuada yawada anase ebia efiada depending on the availability of your guest no so guest no available ukuada ye beba ukuada say yawada anase Thursday ye beba anase Friday into no 3 days see and as say ye be your program no into na meka wo say the gawa our dwumadie no and our sugusu utie no Mr. Steve Dakwa oye Coleman president e was so ohye ye nti no na yenkɔgye ye tickets na yenkɔ support dwumadie no sa dwumadie we o support you are supporting a good cause because ebia na obi ohonom na diabetes no adokro na se bibi ekoso but esan say yaman Ghana maybe only scar or the beko hospital nti no na watena honom na ye too late amano na nka yetimi screening man ntemo a nko betimi enya ayaresa anase ayarje nti no yenyina yemfa ye nkyire mu April 6 na yenko support Woman Association last year na me wo ho it was very nice I feel so mbesan ehia me wo honom nti dagawa awajumade no na wasoguso uti no yenkomo ye twetwe ene Dr. Paul Amissah na etwetwe nkomo efa pancreatic cancer ho Dr. Ashreche enema bebre mu ekwan a obefa so unya cancer ne bi na nka me feel say obi a oye active de ontimi nya ma Dr. Acheche mu say oye active kra na utimi nya nti ne nyina ne say wo ano obetu obema wanan aye ntientia healthcare provider honom na wa ye blood test ne ade annual check up say de be ya obetimi enyini ache nti doc eba no Wacheche mu say if he 60s and up and I yedi yeni ekere wo honom but then younger generations so ebi etimi be depending on the family history okay inti sakoba ne say why ya treatment si enyina ama but still na no at a point no ebia na yetimi aye ama wanya wa hoto does the cancer come back at a point in life ana
okay so the funny thing about cancer, till now we are still doing lots and lots of research about cancer because So now we shut down the way the mechanism of action, the way cancer no in your man even till now, Intina is very, very hard to find an exact cure for cancer. No? Because I remember saying me what college, research be, and research na me you know na said you need no you produce a glucose our body need here glucose no. So we decided, say, okay, if we can starve the body, the cells now one produce glucose now, a bit me to cure cancer now, because cancer cells they need your source of energy, they need the glucose. Cells you can get, but you also lose appetite. With time, you lose appetite, but the cells need food, and when we did that research, thinking say, when you starve the cells, bema cancer cells, but that even makes it worse, because your body cells will begin to decline, while the cancerous tumor will even grow and invade other cells at a much faster rate. And yes, you bet me, I surgery, for example, who was stage 1, stage 2 pancreatic cancer, we can do surgery, take out the tumor, but it can still come. After that, just a nyamebem. Obi owa emmebium. Obi live so many years. Obi so owa unfortunately a bit me asa back. Because cancer is sometimes when it starts invading now. Sometimes doctors will think that they found places now are invading in now, but unfortunately, they might miss. Maybe now etimia invadia could kidney, but they may miss it. To say, you're okay with pancreatic cancer, no cry, you end up getting a liver cancer, or a lung cancer, or a kidney cancer. So, they made me I can say when it comes to that question, yes, a bit me as back. It can also be said. Ensa my back. Hono na mpa ebo kakra so abem. Say nyame adom nyame bebo ye ho ban. Na said ya me kan no. Say me di kan ka say because our body is constantly going through DNA replications, and despite the errors in DNA replication being so low, you can still be healthy and end up getting cancer. And it's 50-50. It could either come back or it may not come back.
Oh, okay. Now, Mpacho, say be a horn my Rebecca. So pancreatic cancer, does it have a cure? Because I know some of them don't, but does this one really have a cure?
There is no cure. There is treatment. For example, we can do chemotherapy where we give you medications or drugs that can kill the cancer cells, but it's not guaranteed. We can do radiation where we can send a beam of light into that, direct it towards the cancerous tumor, but that's also not guaranteed. And then we can do surgery to resect the tumor, send it and spread it. But that's also not guaranteed. So there is treatment, there is management, but as far as when it comes to cure, some people can be cured maybe through the surgery, it may not come back again. But the right answer is there is more of a treatment and management than using the word cure. For example, you can cure malaria, you can cure chicken pox, but you can't really cure cancer. It may always come back, so it's not guaranteed say is cured. Now, on one more show, will be any question.
For me pacho so Amissah ultimi the question to the comment section no ema yen na yetimi ayi wano doc answer na yebeto aso no media boafo nkrato aba sisi adwumadie omo afa ho kama yen our cares organic mixtures se upinku papa asra ama already no atoso kama eno ane se obefre 9178363155 9178363155 our cares se upe enku a ebema already no atoso na ha kama eno ane se obefre wo mo our cares nku ema esra emema nso esra Osra so ye kokoa ema okoko no etoso kama ena so ye tuntum so a ema utuntum no so etoso kama our cares or say let your skin do the talking afei so Edinkra all white boat cruise no eja oye aba abelande nyame adoma July 5th ye nyina ye de ani ekwakohiem. This is the 10th edition inti no oji isi ye frɛ no Edinkra your friend is a cruiseversary into no cruiseversary and a year call all white cruiseversary into say one o ticket no $80 for single and a $150 for couple into no say onje wo dia cut off date I say ojo dia 30th year after that no you better go no mu into no corner kwajo dia into no an say wo be friend numbers a etwa gu so e wo screen so no na wakwa kwajo dia and I say obetimi afre 347-350-1857 347-350-1857 and I said 929-331-8560 no akwaje wodie Edinkra for almost a year juma ebre e wo krom hanom pa nti almost almost hye dwumadie e de ato honom ama ye nyina se July bia omode ye beko boat cruise into afi omo ye afi pore the 10th one nie into ye nyina ye ko ne akwa support so de afi bia ye no so de be kan no the early bird tickets no e wo honom $80 for single and $150 for a couple into se wo hia se wo to ama woni wuku ana se wo to ama woni wo yere a your friend say $150 afen so no edu winter time one November monso almost sign abasobode your friend Edinkra Heroes Excellence Awards nti say almost unim obi obo ne homoden edebwa ne community eno ane say obe nominate obe friend number CB 92933185660 now one nominating nipa kono de ne picture any videos de aka ho nti almost ye nhwehwemu no mo se nipa no oye adoye anase oboa ne community na ya hweso na ya bo ne abaso nti eno so eba mu November mu nti November mu no right after Thanksgiving Mr. Sef Thanksgiving weekend eno mo di dwumadie ebreye this oni mo bi a obetimi anominate no na wafre number 92933185660 na ya bo nipa ko na abaso ye ntwen emma nipa no emfimu ansana ya beka o sister simesi papa simesi bo na obo ne homodin eno nti na Edinkra for Edinkra radio Edinkra multimedia New York omodi asi ho say ombebo obi abaso ansana nipa no obefimu a wefimu na afi so almost president bi efi Ghana aba be support dwumadie no ebia na president TV so nko na ohu no but ebia na oje wa award said the last time we media uji wa award na ne president no e dey twa picture kama we make history umpewe e dey na ope nti nominate obi na yenkobo no abaso yenche ma nipa no onhu abaso bode no ansa na de amano na wo hoye ya obehu a ono abesomahu the achievements a ono watimi the impact awaye within the community no na yetimi abona baso na aye kama nti no ye nominate na ye mfefre afi so se wo ko Ghana na ope ka papa adamu ope enye boga afi na kofa trotro ne ade a mekanfo charisma auto group e de amount fra omo wo 3 +233 30244-814 ka bia wo pe say 4x4 say saloon car ka bia wo pe bia no wo frɛ wo mo a wo betimi ene o ma ye nhyehyɛ no wa hanom even say wo pe driver kra na o me provide bi e di amount say wan so na wuchi a no anso wo betimi ho nhyehyɛ wo honom nti say dem kan no frɛ number yi enye say wakodu Ghana na afi na woni Ghana for corporate trotro ho ne ade nti no ye mpese boga bia be fa trotro nti no frɛ charisma auto group na koje oka ebia Benz ya ejina na naso kra na wo pa udru ho no maka bia wo pe bia say family card van bibia wo pe bia no charisma auto group say woni how frɛ wo na omo beye ombema aka papa Adam ebo no so ye fofofo na ne so beka say oji wo number efi edinkra for honom eno ano no inti no afen so Black Heritage your friend is Black Heritage Fashion Festival and Black Heritage Fashion Festival so say April 6 at 3586 Boston Road and also omo ye omo showcase omo ho afibia omo ye e de boa enyanka akola bi oho no a na onimu ade enso oni akade a odi be ko school ebia na empaboa anase bag anase book kekempo no na oni bi intina ato akora ne suntidua na wantimi anko school intina Global Mothers Touch edi se adwumadie esi omo sre so se omo be boa se de be ya omo betimi aboa ma enkola etimi akọ school enim say we lived in an advanced world a obia eco school ntino se akola bi entimi anko school na kra no so or ka echi ewo abrabom ntino ane se wo be free ticket wo be free 646 465 4384 646 4654385 and I said 929-331-8560 and I also obey me afre MCOG and I said DJ Gem ubenya o ticket afi so o matete ticket ne so ama yen shishishi ticket no $70 for the regular stand and $100 for VIP. So what about how and I said we be so spiritually make for Helping Hands Heart at the amount offer or more that dream biara tete wo say aware mu say obeson daye basabasa no bi ne wo da na say na abo bi pamo Helping Hands Heart say omo hanom say ombeboa wo sunsun dwuma mu a frɛ wo mo 347-796-8747 347-796-8747 na ofrɛ omo beboa wo eyisa dadwen we se nyina efi wo so Ibusiafo na meka won say the gawa our dwumadie no and our sugusu a utie and I say o share no ubetimi a share live Facebook and I say YouTube afen so say we use DJ box ni bia channel 1 and I saw the beto edinkra we dey to edinkra honom a obehye yen sister Juliana or say normally there is no specific screening for pancreatic cancer. Will you advise patients request routine labs and amylase labs with their yearly physical? And young brother Nana Boache or say hello to Dr. Paul and you. Thank you so much. I mean, say a question I will be say and I say a suggestion and I will make you a hanum. Yen sister Messelin Kufo also I will say and I yen sister Joyce Oten so I also I will say it was for the gawa our Jumediano and our Sugusu uti no yene Dr. Paul and I education come if pancreatic cancer home and check your best sorry so into no say asimbisa na webisa o question na ye ano edi amawo. Doc, answer your best sorry, so no. You can't treat the causes of pancreatic cancer, the treatment, a quaya, a faswa, a quaya, a faswa, buying said a bear winya, lifestyle habits, beer, as I say, ye free and life moon, yeah, annual checkups in the can home. Then I come more, they become home, my and sorry, so.
I mean, the meet me, I can't hold in and say, the can, especially we come on, man. Young time call for checkup. Every time I will be experiencing pain, it means something, you know. Pain is signal body, the picture says something is not right, you know. So it's up to you. For example, obi or chest pain to him, it's just chest pain, but chest pain can mean so many things. It can mean say, you know, you are about to go into a phase of myocardial infarction, you know, heart attack. Nina presented with chest pain. You know, when you have abdominal pain, it's either cancer or there is something wrong with the liver. So many things can go wrong. Tim Mema no Meseremo. Yen time call for checkup. Said you kind of already would we are with you till every month. And you might as well just use it. Manage your moya dear pan, bad your one time is your checkup. But so we your banners at one time call checkup. So I make sure say because that's the only way you beat me, you know, a screening you say, you know, cancer be an ABB eba a year nipa anymore. And you know, the background ya can in the background said Danny then you know time call checkup. Said the baby a baby. You know, cancer idea you. But in you, if it's detected early, say you detecting in terms so many options, so many treatment options. But say a year late here is, for example, you know, pancreatic cancer. Like if it's too late stage 3, stage 4, if not any miracle within 6 months, you go. As about we say colon cancer, it be cry 2 months, it be a 1 month. You know, so let's just make sure say we are going for regular checkup, you know, to detect if there is any cancerous tumor growing up in our body.
Okay. Young sister Juliana, no, be say a specific screening be or how to recommend say patients and yana.
I mean, there is no one said before no make us say when you have those symptoms no now there are labs you know be say ultrasound said me kind of and tumor markers and also for example maybe breast cancer your BRCA1 and BRCA2 gene with pancreatic cancer your CA19-9 gene. These are all markers. Say or blood work here. Most of the time, if there is any cancerous it can be detected. You know, you need specific screening. Say, you know, I'm going and then I'm getting screened for colorectal cancer, and stomach cancer, and lung or kidney cancer. But most of the time, when you have some symptoms be not okay, then doctors can focus on that particular symptoms, and based on that, have an idea of what's happening and screen for exactly. For example, be ebana or show jaundice or abdominal pain or losing weight. Based on my clinical judgment, I know so I have to screen for pancreatic cancer because these are common symptoms that then I will look for those markers. But generally, when you go for regular checkup, it can also help to detect any of these tumors or cancer cells now grow in you. And I think recently, there's been a vaccine. There is research, it's still in the process of being researched, but there are clinical trials going on with pancreatic cancer vaccine. So basically, just like any other normal vaccine. So when we do a vaccine now, for example, when you make it COVID vaccine now, we actually use COVID virus now inactive and ye kuno near the no awo. Send your body no be recognizes our virus. So when the actual virus attacks you now, the immune system have something called memory. They are able to create some kind of blueprint. They know how to kill a certain pathogen or virus based on their encounter with the virus before. So your COVID vaccine, I said, raw virus, never immune system no bit me eliminating on them due to memory. Same thing is with pancreatic cancer. They are trying to develop a vaccine that can help the immune system develop memory so that when the body starts producing these cancer cells now, the immune system can go attack these cancer cells and be able to kill them. I think they are in phase 2 of the trial right now. So maybe if it's effective, then with time we can have the vaccine which can help with the cancer.
Yo, Sister Juliana, Mijiri said, you are not now. Okay, vaccine was me. It no be a honor. Kobane said the treatment into my timid auto swana.
Generally, ubis I say for every Arabian pancreatic cancer and
Pancreatic, you can't answer me.
You won't for example, chemo no say chemotherapy you draw near them out kill cancer cells it's a form of management, but as far as they cure there, we don't have a cure yet. But and another thing is a vaccine is not a cure. Vaccine is a form of protection. It helps the immune system develop memory so that when you come into contact with the actual virus, pathogen, or cancer, the body can be able to eliminate them at a much faster rate compared to if they had never encountered that foreign pathogen before. So we don't have BBI betimidi watoso for the main time, so it doesn't say the cancer. It's more of lifestyle modification, not drinking, not smoking, eating healthy. We need to eat more fruits and vegetables, and it's not just cancer. Hypercholesterolemia, or high amount of fat, high content of starch, you end up piling up something that we call low density lipoproteins. That's cholesterol na yekano. And you bad you. In fact, you good cholesterol, which is high density lipoprotein. Our sperm cells, a lot of cells in our body, they are formed from cholesterol, which is the good cholesterol. But the bad cholesterol, which is the low density lipoprotein. So basically, your lab work here. Don't just look at the total cholesterol. No, look for the amount of low density lipoproteins that you have. If it's very high, it means that your arteries and your veins are being clogged with fat, which will eventually lead to high blood pressure because the heart has to pump at a much faster rate than it's used to. So our lifestyle modification, you need to cut all the starchy food, and spend more time eating fruit and vegetables. So it's not looking greener. Something is wrong with it. I will say it look more green and red. Say look plain to say, and a red meat suit me predisposed to cancer. And now my red, those red meat, so in to me, I did to me my unya cancer, and also you bet me I say you be try and also. But generally, just eat more fruits and vegetables. Or in containing high level of folate.
Yo, it was for na was Gawa Hour Jumedi and our Sugusu a uti no midinity na sapon the host of the Gawa Hour. So opesika manie aba adwaman so foforo omu rate no e wosra no an se obe download lollycash e dia to phone ni so o download ye be bisa se o promo code na eno an se o de edinkra e be hye so o de edinkra hye so a unya bonus e wo transaction na uye no mu omu rate no so de that 13 plus is here as I'm talking to you. No. Into download the lollycash na the highest rate in the system. I feel so Obi de yato I say Hanum. Okay. So I say I'm one of those people who never thought could get rid of her diabetes health illness due to how bad and severe my diabetes was. I'm suggestion all you said here. One download app no said be a lollycash na when ya lollycash so no so ultimate the transaction ultimate so edinyeska like to say the way ultimate Zelle ultimate requested for and the same applies to this app no ntino say o download do app we business e wo Ghana and one say ubetimi ama ya disika no ato wa account mu and say ubetimi e dey ato mobile wallet so and say you betimi assign disika no abegu wa account no e dey ama wa hanum to be we to say other ones na e out nko an we dey in and out utimi send it out na etimi so send it in e dey bro into download the app no na use the promo code edinkra nenya with discount. Me say the highest rate on the market right now is lollycash into download ebusia for enche ye di dwumadie no ebesi into no say wo asem bisa kayem sima kakra bi na ye be sore so ene ye ne Dr. Paul Amissah ena etwetwe nkomo efa pancreatic cancer ho Dr. Churchill ene ma bebree lifestyle modification red meat ne de me ho se agi hini e wo yen kitchen simu je se yen party enuane red meat efi enuane red meat o se yen tete so na eno nso etimi e ha yen wo ekwan bi so na watwe bia Ghanaian Healthcare Workers Association a ye twa ne short se gawa ye ne Edinkra multimedia na se Edinkra radio ye de wapomuden ho nsem ebe dan wo efidue mu ye se wapomuden ho nsem etesen yabobɔ so bebree fi last year besi na iguso a to aso megidi sɛ wasua bibi ɛwɔ enadwumadi a yaye yi mu nti sɛ afei na waba so a na wahyɛ program no de amaye doc wobɛkye abusuafoɔ ne adɔfoɔ ansa ne asɔre so ana
mekyia obi biara obi first of all yɛtiefoɔ mo a monya mmere a mohwɛ yɛ a motie nyinaa no mekyia mo nyinaa nyankopɔn hyira mo na I hope say bibiara ya discuss here na nyinaa yɛsua na most of the time yɛkɔ asɔre a yɛsɛ yɛnya asɛm no tiefoɔ kwa you know it's not just listening it's about practicing what we listen nti nyoma ya bɛkyerɛkyerɛ nyinaa no yɛmbɔ mmɔden sɛ yɛbɛhwɛ na yɛayɛ ho adwuma ɛna afei so nyankopɔn nhyira bibiara I hope say yɛbɛta yaba ɛni mo abɛkasa patron I say there na me nhyira bibiara nti until next time no sabi share biom I mean ko biara ho
Yo, Doc, that's bebree. Na me de asida kese ma the executive producer and the CEO of Edinkra Radio, Mr. Patrick Adolfo Anase, DJ Jem. That's bebree say na what you be a ochinchi mfidie no ede mayen na ye betena ha na ye bekyerɛkyerɛ apomuden ho nsɛm ye bedi apomuden ho nkɔmɔ afei nso aboafo a ɔmo asɔ yasen our Cares Organic Mixture Lolly Cash Coleman Association and Black Heritage Fashion Festival. Yeda wasi bebree afi Christmas Auto Group and a Helping Hands Hat. Muna na wachi bi a moso yasin ema yede de gawa awa dwumadi no e de bremo. Nyame adoma e channel pa the morning show with Dachi Hene ebeba so from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Inti no say anopa bia open kranhye sem anase open nije sem anase open newspaper review Ghana newspaper reviewer Dachi Hene Edini na every from Monday to Friday on the Dachi Hene show right here on Edinkra Radio. Nyame adoma da sene yebesan abehia mu ne de gawa awadwumadi no abremo. Oba de nka obi bia ho na omo obi ho ban na de eda yakoma so de ya besua ne nne ene de a iguso ya de bia no onka ye ho. Musomfuti na saponi aha ena emrebe ma ye ho kwan ama ye de gawa awa dwumadi no abremo makram